All right, so the first thing we're going to do is look at this finderror1.php, which in order to do that, I've got my local PHP server running. You could also do it through your the PHP folder that you're given in this class, which would be a great place to do it because when you're done, you're done. Go to this page. It says parse error, expecting a comma or a semicolon, and it's on line 16. Okay, so I'm going to open up this find error one. It's always before the line that it says. So, oops, my bad. I'm going to look at line 16. Right here. And it says it's expecting a comma or a semicolon. Every line in PHP has to end in a semicolon. I know this one does. Okay? But it's the beginning of line 16 that it's complaining about needing a comma or a semicolon. Obviously, a comma does not make sense here. That's for an array. Or, I don't know, for something else, I'm sure. So it's definitely a semicolon that it's looking for. Does anybody see why it's looking for a semicolon? Yes. There's not one at the end of line 14. That is correct. So we add that semicolon there, and we go back to the page. Hello, my name is Oscar. I live in a garbage can. Congratulations, it works. Beautiful. Okay, and so that is a good demonstration of the fact that the error is always before what it says. Now, there could have been 100 lines of HTML between those two things, right? But it still would have said the line before this one because it's running into that error at the place where it sees another function start. So now let's look at number 2. Find error 2. We got a parse error again on line 16, so I'm going to open up find error number 2. Take a look again at line 16. This just says parse error on line 16. Okay, interesting. So we've got some string interpolation happening here, which means that we are concatenating a string with a variable. Interpolation, concatenating, 2 words that you should look up on your own time and get used to using because they're a big deal in developing. So, does anybody see line 16, which is this line here, where we may have an issue? Yeah. We are missing our concatenation after my name. So you can see we have it here ahead of time, and on this one it's on both sides, but we just have a space over here, so PHP doesn't know what to do with that. As far as it's concerned, this is like 2 arguments, but it's missing a comma, or it doesn't really know what. So we're going to add the period there. And there we go. Curious George. And then find error number 3. Oh, right. Find error number 3, it just works. It just totally works, and I can't make it not work. It doesn't work on your server that you were given for this class. I need to find a better way to say that. It doesn't work for your folder that you were given in this class that shows PHP, but that's because you don't have permissions to write anything in there, which I probably need to go through and fix. But I have permission on my computer to do that, and I can demonstrate that this works. Find error 3. So this is looking for a file, testfile.txt. If I open testfile.txt, it's in there because it worked, because the program did what it was supposed to do. So nothing to do on that. Sorry if you spent a ton of time trying to figure out what the issue was, but there appears to be no issue. So hopefully you were reading Piazza and you would have known that because someone asked that question and it was answered. And anyone who saw that there would not have had to wait till this time and possibly spent minutes or hours floundering over what is not a problem. Okay, and then for find error number 4, or maybe you didn't do it at all and now you don't have to try. So laziness wins again. Opening up find error number 4. So this says echo foo 0. But it looks like what it's really supposed to be doing is echoing foo 0 to 4. Maybe? Yeah? Oh, until it equals 4. Interesting. Does anybody know what's wrong with this? Somebody else. You already answered one. But I'm glad you know. Have you already done all these? Okay. Does anybody know what the thing is here?
Saying if true, that's it pretty much.
Yeah.
You're saying it.
That's right. So if you remember from the very first class and then the second class, and now also this class, a single equals is assignment and will evaluate to true. A double equals is comparison and will evaluate to the value of the comparison. So by adding our second equals here, we get foo 0 through 4, thus correcting the error on that page also. Which concludes the 4 errors to be found. Does anybody have any questions about what I just went through there? Okay.